What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets. We're checking back in. We got the FedEx St. Jude's on the dot PGA live stream coming at you guys here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. My internet again is a little funky, so if I do go in and out, I apologize. Teaser is with me, aka Bet with the Boys, aka Teaser Nation. How are we feeling after that Aaron Rai outright? How we doing, bud?
Good. If we always hit an outright when we don't have a podcast, so I think we've done it 4 times this year. But no, it was good. I gave out free plays in the Discord. Just hit my Twitter link if you guys want that. But yeah, it was. I didn't watch much until Sunday when I saw he kind of was there, and then once Grayson hold out for Eagle, I was like, I thought this was over, and then that was probably like the worst meltdown I've ever seen. It was bad, but it was a long time coming, I guess, for Rai. He was going to win eventually. He was more like the European Cam Young essentially, but now he's getting that first win. So he's been playing some good golf all year. So it was bound to happen. So nice 40-1 was solid to kind of close out the regular season there.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely great play there. I was on his top 20 at plus 130, so did not have that great of a hit as teaser, but hey, we still made some money off of him nonetheless. But I mean, that meltdown was insane because I'm watching. You got a 6-stroke league, and I'm like, okay, this is a boring Sunday. This is gonna suck. And then all of a sudden, I go outside, play some soccer with the kid, come back inside, and Aaron Rai's winning. I was like, what the hell happened? And then I was just locked in. And then I saw the highlights, and I'm like, this is exactly how I play golf. This is how I would shit the bed on a Sunday. It was surreal to see.
I mean, he quadruple bogeyed. It was like you can hit it out of bounds. It's like just make double, and then he made an error by going in that bunker like 50 yards away. So, and then he missed like three putt from 3 feet. So I mean, it was just all nerves. I mean, you kind of have to feel bad for the guy, but it sucks. But glad we hit Rai.
Yeah, the Wyndham Championship outright. There we go with Aaron Rai. And this is your first time tuning in. Appreciate you guys. This is going to be one, if not the last stream of the year for the PGA Tour as we get into the playoffs here. I think the format was it 125, 90, and then shrinks to 70.
70 to 50 this year. They changed it.
They changed it. Okay.
And then
so 70 to 50, and then it's 30.
Yep.
Yeah. So with these smaller fields, if we feel necessary, we will do a stream. But this one and next week could potentially be the final ones. But we are moving forward to the NFL season, as I will be back every Sunday morning with the boys from Occupy Fantasy doing a live at 9 a.m. live player props, parlays, spreads, totals, the whole shebang. Ready to get after some NFL season. I know Teaser, you love the NFL, but you won't do the show with me. I don't get it.
I mean, I'll hop on. 9 a.m. is a little early for me, but I can try to hop on a couple of weeks. Special guest it here and there.
You say the word. You say the word, man.
Yeah, I'll hop on a couple of weeks.
But yeah, so if you this is the first time tuning in, appreciate you guys. We've had one hell of a season. It wasn't as successful with the outrights, but I feel like from tournament to tournament, we have become, I think, more profitable this year than last year. I would not say not in the sense of units because we hit so many outrights last year, but I would say the consistent profit. If we're on a tournament and we don't hit an outright, more than likely we get the top 10s, top 20s, and or the top 40s. So hopefully, if you guys have cashed with us this season, in the comments, we appreciate every single one of you guys that have our viewership. Engagement has gone up each and every season that we've done this, so I appreciate you guys. And you guys are the reason why we continue to do it. When we don't do a show and I get DMs asking for like my top plays, like that's cool. We love that, and I know Teaser gets the same thing. Sometimes we just can't do a show, and then we got random people on Twitter, and I'm like, dang, I didn't even know you follow me. You don't follow me, but you're asking for my advice, so that's pretty cool. Right. Yeah. That's kind of what we do it for. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. So, all right, let's get to the FedEx St. Jude Championship, the first leg of the 3-week playoff here. And once again, we got Scotty plus 330 favorite. We got, I think is it plus 800 or plus 500? Plus 800%.
I think 800, yeah.
So two heavy favorites once again. Standard, probably the whole season how it's gone. It's either Xander or Scotty. How do you approach this week? What player attributes and what are we talking about with the course this week?
Yeah, this week, obviously it's in Memphis, so it's going to be hot. I mean, last year, it was, it's always muggy down there and stuff. So that's a key thing to look at. There's only 2 par 5s. It's a par 70, but they're pretty easy par 5s. So you gotta get those each round. Got to make birdie or better on those. That's pretty key. This one, once again, it's kind of like the Wyndham last week. It's going to be fairly simple. There's a lot of water hazards around the course, and I think they kind of let the rough grow a little bit. So it's going to be thick Bermuda rough down there. So there's an emphasis on hitting fairways, a lot of water hazards. So kind of plays like TBC Sawgrass a little bit. It's another TBC course as well. So that's kind of, the thing with TBC courses, got to more positional, keep it in the fairway, get the par 5s. There's 10 holes that fall in between 400 to 500 yards. So not a necessarily long course. Mid-iron game will be the key. So I think a lot of the approach shots come from 150 to 175, just from I think 3 or 4 years past they've had it at this course. So a little bit of course history at top 10. Interesting name I'll start with, just top 10 in course history, strokes gained, Willie Z. He obviously won here in a playoff against Straka, I think 2 years ago now. So I think he leads the field, obviously, in strokes gained. JT plays well. Thigala, Horschel, who we'll talk about, Rory, Hideki, Morikawa, and Eric Van Rooyen. So, yeah, it's really just, and then also I think it could be kind of more of a, we'll talk about Burns as well, this kind of, Bermuda putting surface. So that's kind of what he likes. It rolls pretty true. So we'll talk about how it could be a little putting contest as well this week. So, yeah, key stats, tee to green, approach, fairways gained. We'll just leave it as concise as that. Those 3 is kind of what I nailed it down to.
Yeah, and there was some breaking news before we got on. I was actually shared in Occupy's Discord, and I guess Hideki got robbed.
Yeah.
So his caddy and his coach can't make it. But is he still able? Is he going?
Yeah, I think he's still playing, but I'm going to fade him in a tournament matchup because of that news. I was actually just going to say that, but
that sucks because I have him as a top 10 on my card. So
I mean, I don't know if it's going to affect him. I just like to lean towards a fade, but he does play well here. So
yeah. So I'm gonna rethink that, but I think I'm gonna stick with it. That was a pick that I really liked with the value for top 10. But all right, so that was some breaking news before the stream happened, and I'm like, okay, I just need to make sure. I know the coach and the caddy ain't there, but
yeah,
how much is that going to affect Hideki?
Right.
He's been around for a very long time. I'm sure he could do well on his own. So we'll see.
Yeah.
So I mean, so if his caddy doesn't go, do they just who goes with them?
I think they have I think they have like caddies on site and stuff. He can probably just get like a local caddy or something who knows the course. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, he's been on tour now for what, like 11, 12 years. So I mean, he should be okay. It's just the caddy, obviously the swing coach isn't a big deal. It's more the caddy he's pretty close with. So I mean, that could play a little factor, but he's played well here before, so it shouldn't be much of a thing. But
all right, and I'm going to go to I got some top 20s, top 10s, and an outright and some outrights again. We'll go over some tournament matchups at the end and get out of here. So my first top 20, we already talked about him, Billy Horschel. What I liked last week when I was watching, he was like pumping up Aaron Rai as he was going through like that 15 to 18 stretch. Like he was just like willing him and be like, hey, you're right there, let's go. And I thought that was pretty cool. But usually I'm not on Billy Horschel like ever. But I feel like I'm late to the game here, and I don't want to. I feel like I'm missing out here on the last couple weeks. But his recent form and course history just fit the bill. I'm just going to go with a little bit more value here at top 20 for plus 110, I believe. Yeah, plus 110 for a full unit. And then I'm going to go with the short game master, even though he's been dog shit this season. I'm hoping that he wants to compete here in the playoff. I'm going to go Denny McCarthy plus 225, top 20. And then the guy who was horrible in the beginning, has came on very, very strongly. My boy Sung J M. I'm going back to him, plus 100 at top 20.
Yeah.
I'm taking accuracy over driving this week. I'm taking a lot of approach players that hit darts, and Sung J, when he's on, he's one of the best in the world. So give me some Sung J. I mean, he might be up there, but I'm feeling more comfortable with the top 20 here.
Yep.
You got some top 20s?
Yeah, I have one so far. I think I'm gonna kind of do 3 matchups, and I have 2 top 10s, but I'll talk about my one top 20. It was pretty scarce, the top 20 market, obviously, because there's only 70 people. So a lot of people are minus, or like I do like your Billy Horschel. I have a play on him, but better, I think, later on I'll talk about. But Sam Burns at plus 150, I thought that was pretty good value on a guy who plays well here. In 21, he lost in a playoff to Answer and Matsuyama, so he almost won here. Came in second that year. He's starting to find a little bit of form, I would say, at 12th at the 3M, 31st at the Open, where he kind of had the good draw of the waves. But he's been playing a little bit better. U.S. Open at a top 10. Does like this course. I think this kind of fits his game, where it's a nice short positional course where if you putt well, you're going to be right up there, and that's what he does. Is when he's on with his putter, he's going to be right up there competing. So the plus 150 I think was good value. And then I'll get into
who was that?
Sam Burns.
Burns,
yeah, plus 150. So I'm surprised. I know he hasn't been as great this year, but he's coming in trending a little bit, and we've seen with him, like, he has his 5 courses that he loves to play at and he'll win at. So, and this is one of them.
That's why I think he's a great DFS play. Anybody's still playing PGA DFS, shout out to you guys for just being degenerates like me. But Burns at 8,300, he's coming into like 10%. Yep. I would easily double the field there. Easily double the field
for sure,
and a pretty good mid-value play there for that. By the way, I cannot wait for NFL DFS, and that's like what I live for. That's literally what I live for. Yeah. And I know I have 2 kids and a wife, but that's fine. But I literally live for NFL DFS, and I spend like all week just like trying to figure out what's going to happen on Sunday. And just predict it, and then you just then in the agony, like 12:30, you're just never going to win. Yeah. But it's the constant hope. So if anybody out there is playing NFL DFS with me, I'd really love to hear you guys in the comments, and just ride with me this whole season. So it'll be fun. All right. So you got Burnsy, and then I'll go real quick with a couple of mine, because I do have Burns as well for top 10. Because what'd you get? I got plus 320.
Yeah, I think I'm 150 for top 20.
Oh, you went top 20. Sorry.
Yeah, I went top 20. Yeah,
because I went top 10 with him, so I went even further. I think he's a great play. Plus 320. I did a half unit here for Burnsy, and like I said earlier, I do have a Hideki plus 180 hanging out there. I'm probably gonna let that ride, and depending on what it all happens. The caddy and the coach, but I think I'm gonna still let it ride. I just have a half unit on that, and then if it's the last stream and if it's one of the last ones we bet on the whole season, why not go back to the sick fuck that absolutely wrecks us every time? You can please guess who you think it is.
Hovland? No,
Morikawa.
Oh, okay, yeah. That was my second guess.
Every single time we play him, he just gets like dead last. So I'm on his top 10. If you are following with Occupy Fantasy, he is the top of their model. I think it is I'm just hoping to be ahead of the game here. He's 10,000 on DK. He's only 20% owned, not only 20%, but he's up there in ownership. But I think I would play him in DFS when you're playing high risk, just to get some leverage on the field there with Morikawa. But man, yeah, he fits all the boxes, and everything that you want on this course. Can he putt? That's what I'm gonna, and we'll see. But I'm okay with taking his top 10 here. I believe it was at plus 1. Let's see. plus 100 there. So plus money there. Go with Morikawa. What was your final top 10?
Yeah, so I got two. Well, I'll just talk about the guy you had for 20. I have Billy Horschel at plus 330 for top 10. So we flip-flopped on a couple Burns and Horschel there. But yeah, Horschel plus 330. You kind of already briefly talked about him. Yeah, he's probably one of the most trending players on tour, I would say, outside of Scheffler, Xander, and the top guys. But I mean, he's been pretty solid. 2 top 10s in a row. Obviously, he was in contention at the Open a couple weeks ago. So yeah, he's been trending here. He has a couple top 20s. I don't know. His iron play has been good on approach. He's been gaining the past couple weeks over a stroke each time, his last 3. So his game's trending, and he's kind of more of a confidence guy when he's playing good. He's going good. So I like him, top 10. And then Patrick Cantlay, I'm going to go back to him, plus 210. I know he hasn't had that win all year, and he's had like a sneaky decent year, I would say. And he's another one of those guys who he has his like 5 to 6 courses where he just lights up every year. We talk about at RBC, Heritage, the Travelers, courses like that, the Genesis he plays well out. So it's really positional courses that he loves, that he feels comfortable with. Last year he lost in that playoff to Glover, which he probably should have won. He kind of blew it a little bit. So course fits his game well. Once again, he's kind of trending as well. Got a 3rd at the U.S. Open, 5th at the Travelers, and then 20th at the Open. So he's coming in, hasn't played that much recently, but he's coming in hot. So I like him top 10.
I'm good with that. All right, so we got some top 20s. We got some top 10 action for you guys. We'll roll right into our outrights, and then we will go to full tournament matchups and get up on out of here. I got 3 outrights, and 2 of them, or one of them, is a straight gut play because I haven't seen much of him in the industry. I know he's somewhat owned in DFS, but I haven't seen many cappers on him. So I'll go the first one, and we'll this is my gut play of the week, and I've been on him recently, and it hasn't worked out. I was on him at the Olympics. We had a little bit more extra motivation here, and he sadly did not get top 5 or medal there. But I'm going back to the well. I've been on Tom Kim for probably the last.
Yeah, you have.
I have, and I was like, I'm just gonna die on this hill. Screw it, let's do it. Yeah. And hopefully he surprises people. He's got the potential to win these. He's up there. Scotty, he's one of good friends with Scotty Scheffler. Scotty knows it too. Scotty absolutely knows this guy can ball. So I think it's just a matter of putting 4 rounds together for him. And I'm hoping this week we get him at plus 4,000. I think he's one of the best values for outrights this week. So I put 0.25 units on him, and let's see what happens there. You want to go with a couple of yours?
Yeah.
The gut play of the week.
Yeah. I like that. I mean, it's a course that should fit him pretty well. For me, I don't know. I'm probably going to be wrong, but like, I don't know, the top of the board, like under 20 to 1. I don't know if this is a week for a favorite to win. I could be wrong. I mean,
I hope you're right. I hope you're exactly right, because I'm so tired of those favorites winning.
We saw Glover win last year. Like, it's these short field events, it's kind of like it's a little more open, I would say, to like, because it's all the top players. So I'm going to start with this guy. I mean, I think he's due for a win other than Morikawa, but Patrick Cantlay. I like 25 to 1. I already talked about him, so I won't go too much more into it. But I mean, he does fit this course. I think if he can just get the putter hot, really, he's been rolling it pretty decent in the last couple, and then the smooth Bermuda greens I think should fit him well. And then I'll go into one more before you get to your last and my last. I'll go around the Tom Kim number. Russell Henley at 40 to 1. Once again, like he's actually been, I will say, like, you can argue he's probably been like a top 5 player sneaky on tour this year. I would maybe top 10. I'll give him, just to be a little less bold there. But I mean, you can just look at his whole year. He's coming off the 5th at the Open. Like, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. His last 7, he's had 6 out of 7 top 20s. He's been steady. He's won before, obviously, at the Wyndham, but yeah, he's really been steady this year. He's playing good golf. He's gaining all around strokes gain. So I think he's coming in. Another course he does last year, he got a 6th. So I think he's going to be in contention. It's a course, that fits him well on approach from 125 to 150. He's one of the best on tour with that, mid approach game. So I like him.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. That was my second outright, was Henley. And
Okay.
for just ditto on all of your points. And we got a comment here from the American Vision. What's up, buddy? Who's your favorite picks and favorite bets? We're going straight off of our card right now. So if you did miss anything, we'll recap at the end. But you can always just rewatch. But yeah, we're going through our top 20s, top 10s, and now we're going through our outrights. We'll go through some tournament matchups as well. So appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, we're all discussing them now. But yeah, so Henley, for all the main reasons, he is literally, I think he's the most underrated player this season.
For sure.
Most underrated player of this season.
For sure.
Because if you bet his top 20, I'm sure you're making tons and tons of money this year. So yeah, I'm all for Henley. I'm okay with you taking Henley top 10 as well if you want a little bit more safer of a bet. But plus 4,000 is a good number here. So I got 2 plus 4,000s here on my outright card. You got Tom Kim, and then Russell Henley, both for 0.25 units. Actually, I got Henley. Wait, I got him at 3,500. Is he 4,000 now? He's 35. So I got him on DraftKings at 3,500.
Okay.
So either way, I'm good with it. And then I'm going to go with Mr. Robot himself. I know I've seen him actually a lot in the industry, but once again, he's probably one of my favorite players to bet this season because just the way he's performed, and you've gotten some pretty good value on guys instead of him or Rory or Xander or he's just one of those next top tier fringe guys that can give you some value. And I'm going to go with Ludwig Aberg. So at 20, I got 20 to 1 and at 0.35 units, I'm going with Aberg. And man, his approach is obviously one of the best in the game. He literally does not miss fairways, does not miss greens. It just comes down to putting for him. So I'm okay with literally Mr. Robot himself, Ludwig, this week. So what you like Aberg at all?
Yeah, I struggle to bet him. Maybe next year I'll kind of figure out. I don't know. I do like him. It's hard to know. It's always that knee that is in the back of my head with him. Is it right? Yeah, you know what I mean. They had that a month ago, but he's been fine ever since. But yeah, you're right. It's always the putting with him. I think mentally, 4 rounds he can't put together. We've seen him in contention, U.S. Open. He couldn't put the last 2 days together. It's just a matter of him, hanging in there in contention and putting up a good Sunday.
And he's just he's just so consistent that he's just never out of a tournament.
Right.
And just case in point, he's got 8 top 12 finishes of this year, and 7 of them are on majors or signature events. So competition rises. He's right there. He's one of the best golfers, if not top 5 in the universe. So he's really good. So I'm okay with Ludwig this week, and I appreciate this. These guys are great support. Hit that all day long. Not hit that subscribe button. I will be here all through the NFL season, so make sure you guys hop on for that. And I'm trying to get Teaser to get his butt on the stream, so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so you got a couple outrights.
Yeah. So I
outright?
did. Yeah. So if he wanted, so he said our favorite picks. I would say my favorite, honestly, outright of the week is Sam Burns. I got 45 to 1. That's my last one. With him, it's it's kind of a risk reward type play with Sam Burns. But like I said before, he has those certain type of courses, he's just going to play well at, and he's going to putt well at. So I think this is one of them. Obviously, I don't really want to take him in a majors scene or a tough course vibe. So this kind of fits his alley, where the course, the winning number is going to be 13 to 16, I would say this week, maybe 17. So that's prime Burns right there, mid-teens. So yeah, that 45 to 1 is a good number on him.
He's my favorite DFS play this week. I'm gonna probably be heavy exposure on him, and my profitability will probably rely on Sam Burns. So we could be talking the same time this week, next week, and I'm like, yep, I was down because Burns missed the cut, or not missed the cut, but got dead last.
Yeah.
Got dead last. But so we're heavily invested in Sam Burns. I wish him very, very well this week. So we got top 10s, we got top 20s, and we have an outright on Sam Burns. So if nothing else, you zoom back to the end of the stream and you just know to select Sam Burns in whatever bet that you got this week. All right, final part of the show, we're going to go to our tournament matchups. I actually skipped the Wyndham for tournament matchups because I was so flustered with the weather and just with all they missed Thursday and then they rushed Sunday in, and it was really, really hard to get in a rhythm with the sports book to try to figure out when they were going to actually send the matchups, and then to sit down and actually look at the data and all this stuff. I just said, screw it. For my subscribers, I was like, I'm not going to even mess around with it. There's just no point. Right. But this week I'll be back with a couple tournament matchups. I know with a limited field, the value goes down for round by round because like Scotty Scheffler is going to be like minus 500 against people, and it's just not going to be fun. But there should be some good value, but it's going to be tighter with the books, with the round by round matchups. So make sure you're looking at data golf after each round and making some good decisions on the round by round matchups. But we'll go tournament head to head. What do you got any in mind that you've looked at so far?
Yeah, so I've got 3 tournament matchups. I mean, the first one, it's funny. Burns once again minus 120 over Adam Scott. So riding hard on him this week.
There he is.
Yeah, I mean, I like that matchup against Adam Scott. This one's a question mark. Cantley over Matsuyama at minus 105. I don't know. I might take that off. I was just doing that because of the news. I'm not sure if I'm still deciding on that.
Yep.
And then this third one I actually really love. Davis Thompson minus 120 over Wyndham Clark.
Yeah,
love that one.
A nightmare this year. It's been an absolute nightmare.
But I will say, Davis Thompson, he did play, golf in this area. He obviously went down, so he's used to this weather. I will say, though, next week, Wyndham Clark at home in Colorado, I might take him to win.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I hope not. A couple that I've seen that have caught my eye. One guy that I haven't mentioned this stream, when it's always talking about accuracy and throwing darts and great iron players. Usually if I'm on Morikawa, I'm on Corey Connors. Yeah. Once again, I just feel like I don't think Corey's never a bad bet. It's just one of these times where I just feel like Morikawa is time to get done because I've rode Corey Connors all season long, it feels like. And I'm just going to get off the boat for the last several. But I do like the tournament matchup if you want to fade Corey Connors, which I think is tough, but Henley over Connors is not a bad play here. They're both like a minus 110. I kind of like Keegan Bradley over McIntyre, but it's minus 130, but it's a little bit more heavy of a juice, but I don't think McIntyre fits this course very well. Yeah. And so probably will take, be an outright winner because I just said that. But I like Keegan Bradley here. I was on his outright last week, just came up short. I think he was like 4 or 5 strokes behind the leader at one point, and I thought he had a chance. Just abysmal third round, but I would go back to Keegan here. One guy we have not talked about. What do you think about Brian Harman this week? I was on him top 10 last week, and he just shit down his leg.
I was on his with I think tournament matchup, and I think I was on his top 20 as well. I think he cashed the tournament matchup, but he's making cuts, but he's been so like mid. He makes cuts and doesn't do anything on the weekend. Last week didn't do much. 45th, 60th, 21st, 9th at Travelers, where he always plays well. 21st, 33rd. So he's been in a 21st to 50th range for about the last 11 weeks almost. I don't know. He plays decent here. Obviously, this is a course where I think obviously fits his game. So I don't know. I wouldn't lay much on him. I think maybe like a top 20 if you wanted, if it's at a good number. I'm not sure what it's at, but I would say he's going to be in that 30th to 40th range this week, I would say. But that's how he's been all year, just mid.
Yeah. What do you think of Should we fade Gracer, man? Or Gracerman?
Everyone,
Jesus.
everyone. I was reading so much about his DFS this week. Everyone loves him at like the 6,000 range.
I think he's going to rebound. Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah,
He's gotten hit
I've
at a bunch of sports books too, so his stuff's going down. I don't know. Alex Noren. If it wasn't Russell Henley to be the most underrated player of the year, it has to be Alex Noren. And those two, every single week, you just don't hear many people talking about them. And all of a sudden, they're top 20 or top 10.
Yeah.
But Noren minus 125 over Gracerman, Max Gracerman, the guy who did not have a great Sunday, lost a 6-stroke lead. That's a great fade, I think. But you know, we'll see.
I mean, I agree with you. I mean, that's just like on paper, the names, that's such a mismatch, but no one really knows about it. It's just funny how you see one guy, like no one knew. I mean, I knew about him, but like not a lot of people knew about him. Now, like, oh my God, like we're going to take him top 20. Like, why? I don't understand. I really don't understand that, but.
And then probably another tight one. I'll go to the one that I have an outright with, but Aberg over Fleetwood minus 115. I think that's a toss up as well. But if I got to make a decision here on stream, I'm probably going to go with those three.
I liked that Aberg over Fleetwood. I just didn't take it, but I like that play.
It's just Fleetwood's been there this season. Then he's just faded at times, and I think Aberg over the course of four rounds should be able to finish ahead there. So, all right, we will wrap up the show here. You got a bunch of placements. You got top 20s. You got top 10s. We got some outrights, and we got tournament matchups for you guys. So if you guys need to rewatch this, watch the replay. Let us know if you guys have any questions. These tee off tomorrow morning, and we should see. Join the Discords below if you guys want to get our premium subscriber round by round plays. If not, we appreciate you guys tuning in this season. Potentially could be the last PGA stream. We might do one next week. We'll let you guys know. But then we move right into the NFL season, and I'll be on this channel here, sponsored by Occupy Fantasy, going with the 9 a.m. show on Sunday morning, going over player props, team totals, spreads, TD parlays, all types of stuff. It's a fun show. I'm there usually for 30, 45 minutes, taking anybody's questions about DFS, my top stacks, my top plays in fantasy. It's literally, I tell you, and then I just wanted you guys to ask me a ton of questions about the slate, and then I'm wrong 95% of the time. So I give you great insight on what not to do. All right, any final words, Teaser?
I'm good. Hopefully we can. Let's just say let's get Burns this week. That's the word of the week, Burns.
Yeah, so. I would love to have 30-degree Burns this week for sure.
That would be cool if we can end it with a, if Burns wins, there's no streams the rest of the year. We're ending it on that. So
I'll write it out. Yeah, write it out back to back, and we're out.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get up and out of there. We appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. We'll see you guys.